We are at Manchester Regional Arena, which is next to the well-known Etihad, and we're on the 400-metre track, which you can see behind me, and we're looking forward to a bit of a spectacular day ahead.
This included a guided warm-up, 5K fun run and race, all to raise funds for the Sarah Harding Breast Cancer Appeal, led by the Christie charity.
Sarah Harding Breast Cancer Appeal was set up by Sarah Harding before she died of breast cancer, unfortunately, and Sasha, who is her consultant, incepted a few studies from that. And we're basically trying to raise money to fund studies that are around identifying breast cancer in younger women, which is what Sarah was and what she died from.
We're doing this now to really try and raise awareness of breast cancer in young women, because that is the biggest killer of women from the ages of 35 all the way up to 64.
And Dr. Howell urges people to check for these signs.
Still, the most common sign of breast cancer is a lump in the breast, but that's not the only sign. So it's also important to think about changes in the skin. So if one area of the skin of one breast changes, that could be a sign of breast cancer. If the nipple changes, if one nipple becomes indrawn or it discharges or gets crusty, that could also be a sign of breast cancer. But of course, the most important thing is to just go and get any signs that you're worried about checked by your GP. And if your GP is worried, he or she will refer you on to the breast surgical unit for more evaluation.
After warming up, the runners started, with only 12 laps to go. 5K later, we asked the runners why it's important to raise breast cancer awareness.
The research in the lab is to discover what are the risk factors in the breasts of young women that might make them at risk of breast cancer, and how can we prevent that risk? How can we reduce that risk?
Like early detection and prevention of cancer and breast cancer is really important. Like, so many people are affected, particularly by breast cancer. So it's a really important cause, both to raise money for and like just talk about more. So.
And finally, Dr. Howell told us how Sarah's legacy lives on.
She was very keen for research to happen to try and stop other women from getting into the same situation that she was in. So that was really it. That's what she wanted. We were already doing this kind of research, and so we set up the charity in her name to continue that research and really try and make a difference.